Hi everybody, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. Thanks for joining me. In our practice today, we're going to do a little bit of twisting. We're going to start in a seated twist, and then we will be doing chair pose twist. Twisting is a wonderful way just to condition the sides of the body and your abs. Let's start in seated and get grounded with breath. So find your comfortable seat. I'm sitting on a blanket. Feel free to sit on a blanket or a pillow or just on your mat. We'll start with a few deep breaths. Nice full inhale and exhale to completion. Just feel empty at the end. Now fill yourself up. Inhale and exhale to empty. Good. And just settle into just slow, steady breaths. Just mindful, intentional breathing, just to help feel grounded and connected. We take this time to be fully aware and fully present. You can do this part with your eyes opened if you'd like, and if your eyes are open, just take a soft gaze downward or just soften your eyelids, or you can just close your eyes. Good, just slow, deep breaths. As you're getting more in tuned and more connected with your breathing, we'll add on a little bit. So perhaps on your next inhale, imagine your breath lives in your belly. You want to inhale and just pull the air out from the belly and up towards your lungs and heart. And on the exhale, as you're able, draw your belly button in towards your spine, a little pulling sensation. We call that the abdominal lock, so that the air doesn't drop back down. It's just a way to stay uplifted, brings energy to the body, and helps us to connect to center. This is also going to be helpful when we get into our twisting practice. Again, breathing in, fill yourself up, breath rising to fill your lungs. Hold it upward, create the lock, pull belly button in. It's just a light contraction of your abdominal muscles. Let's do that a few more times. Very nice. Let's just add a very simple movement. We're going to inhale and extend arms out and up. Good reach and stretch so you feel a lengthening through the sides of your body. On the exhale, just slowly come back down, reaching across the room with the arms. Let's do that again. Nice full breath in, feeling the breath move your body. Arms floating up, reaching high. Begin the exhale, and your arms just float back down to your side. Very nice. Let's do 3 more like this. And just move at your own pace. You can continue doing this with your eyes closed if you'd like. And just breathing and moving at your own rate. And when you're complete, just let your arms rest down by your side or on your legs or in your lap. Shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed. And you return to the breath. Good. Let's begin with our first twist, just a seated twist here. Now, be aware of just how you're sitting now, because I'm aware of how I'm sitting. I can just feel just a slight slouching effect. I want to maintain that good lift, so the inhale helps to maintain that lift and length. But you can also just use your hand. Just bring your hand, let's start with the right hand, maybe out to the side or kind of behind you, just to push down in order to help you lift up, so you maintain a long torso. We're just trying to create as much space along the spinal column as possible. Breathing in, create the abdominal lock, exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale, get a little taller if you're able. On the exhale, draw in, but also feel, I'm pointing to the belly button. We're trying to move the belly button towards this right knee until it just naturally stops. Right about there for me. Inhale again, get more lengthen through the whole torso. On the exhale, pull in, but now we're trying to move from this section of the body, just above the belly button, right along the rib cage, until that kind of naturally stops. Let's do that again. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, now chest, shoulder. Right about there for me. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, lastly, turning head towards this right shoulder. And this free hand might just hold on to the knee or thigh, just to hold on to and hold you in place. Now I'm not over-rotating, and I can even feel a slight twinge in my back, so I'm just going to unwind just a little bit. I want to be comfortable, so I can just hold this for a few moments. Deep breathing. Still creating that abdominal lock, inhaling, getting tall, breath rising to fill the lungs. Exhale, drawing in. That's what's helping to condition the torso, our abdominal system here. All right, we're going to come out of the pose. Inhale, get tall. And then exhale, just slowly unwind. Stay tall, unwind, facing center. And then everything can just settle. All right, we're going to do that same motion to the other side. We're going to assist the lifting of the torso with the left hand, just pushing down into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, draw belly button in. Here we go. Inhale, rising. Breath rising, fill lungs. Exhale, draw belly button in. Starting to turn the belly button towards left knee. I'm going to pause right here. Inhale, keep growing tall. Exhale, just above the belly button, rib cage, turning a little bit. And you can see I'm not really turning too far, and you really don't need to. Inhale, getting taller still. Exhale, chest and shoulder. Stopping here. Inhale one more time. Exhale, turning the chin, turning the head, just turning through that neck area of the spine towards shoulder. And just holding on to this knee or thigh. Holding here, maybe 3 to 5 more breaths. Still drawing belly button in. Very simple conditioning for the torso, upper body. Also helps you to practice breathing. All right, let's move from here. Inhale, get tall, creating as much space along the spinal column. Exhale to brace and support, keeping that uplifting sensation. So we have all that space until we finish unwinding, and then you can settle. Alrighty, let's come to hands and knees. Feel free just to be on your mat. You can also bring in a blanket. Right about here, and just moving the spine in a different direction. So inhale, tip chin up, arching the back, tipping the pelvis back, creating the back bend, that's cow. Exhale, tug the pelvis under, feel the belly button pull up towards spine, rounded spine, chin to chest. Inhale, cow pose, our back bend. Exhale into cat. You're still engaging the abdominal lock here, belly button pulling up towards spine in this case. Let's do 3 more like this. Last one here. And exhale. And when you finish this last cat pose, just return to a neutral tabletop posture. Just pause for a moment. And if you are using some padding, let's set that pad to the side. Return to hands and knees. Let's make our way to downward facing dog. And just a quick note here. We'll be using a block for our practice today, for our twisting pose. So if you don't have a block, you can use a rolled up towel or even a small pillow. All right, setting up for down dog. I'm going to step my hands forward a little bit, just getting the wrists out from underneath the shoulders, spreading out the fingers pretty wide so you get a stretch between each finger, even gripping the mat with all 10 fingertips. Lean into the hands, press down to open up the palms, nice and flat, nice stretch for the palms. And as I'm pressing, I'm feeling this strong sensation in the arms. Tuck your toes. Let's do another cat-cow flow. So inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold cat. Make sure toes are tucked. And then lift knees off the floor. Push the floor away from you with the hands as the hips lift into the air. And your head and chest will just sink
between the arms. Just hold here for a moment. Keep a good bend in the knees and just feel or intend or imagine that your hips are still rising up and back. Hands just pressing deeper into the earth, just creating as much length through the whole torso as possible. All right, let's take a few steps forward, maybe just to the center of the mat here is fine, until your feet feel flat on your mat. And just slide your fingertips toward your toes. Just pausing here in this forward fold. Feeling a nice stretch down through the spine and even your hamstrings. Let's come to standing first. Just shift your weight into your heels. Bend your knees, lower your hips. You might even bring your hands up to thighs. Push into thighs. Another lengthening of the torso here. Kind of pausing briefly in this chair-like position. Making sure you feel pretty grounded in the heels so your toes can easily tap, maybe free the arms out to the side. Drive heels down into the floor to help you straighten the legs, and then reach up into the air, even tip the chin up carefully. Inhale, and exhale, look forward and bring your arms down to your side. Good. So we made it to our mountain pose. Let's just do a little circle of the shoulders here. Couple of times backward and then forward. There we go. All right, let's get into our chair pose that we're going to twist. Now this is where your prop is going to come in handy. I'm going to use my block, but again, you can just use a rolled up towel or a blanket or a small pillow. Because you want to place it here between the thighs, just above the knees, so you can easily hold on to it with the squeeze. Now the squeeze here is very similar to that squeezing sensation in the belly, drawing the belly button in towards spine to feel supported. You always are moving towards your center. Sometimes I call it the midline, okay, or center body. Doing the same thing here, a reminder to hug inward towards midline. It's also going to support the pelvis as we get into this chair pose. Let me just quickly demonstrate what we're not going to do. So if I get into my chair pose, we're going to be twisting, and if I twist over this direction, I don't want all this to shift down here. I want all of this to stay stable. So we'll be mindful of that. The block is going to help with that. Alrighty, let's do this together. Nice and tall, got a good hold of the block. Nice and tall. Here we go. Inhale, reaching out and up. Nice stretch, lengthening through the sides of the body here. Exhale, sit back into an imaginary chair. You don't have to sit back too deeply. It's a weight shift into the hips and heels so your toes can easily tap, and then bring hands to heart center. Alrighty? This is where I'm going to be. We don't have to go down too low for this, especially for soft flow. Alrighty? You can even do this with your backside leaning up against a wall, just for a little balance too. Alrighty, here we go. Now we're going to inhale. Imagine or feel like your torso is getting longer, like you're getting up out of the chair. Exhale, pull belly button in, squeeze your block, and you're going to rotate just the upper body towards the right side of the room. Okay, very slowly until you just kind of naturally stop. Alrighty, so as you can maybe see, nothing below the waistline moved. You can even look down. You want to be sure your knees are still aligned here, which means your hips are still aligned and still sitting in your imaginary chair. That's why maybe leaning up against a wall could be helpful. And we're holding here just as we did this twist in a real seated posture. Also strengthens the legs and torso. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind. Hands to thighs, perhaps. Push into thighs. We want to re-lengthen. Let's get very tall by reaching up into the air to lengthen through the sides of the body. And exhale, arms down to your side. So very simple, okay, but very mindful as far as that rotation. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reaching out and up, creating that good length. Exhale, sitting back into the imaginary chair. Weight shift to hips and heels, and you can go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Just making sure you're not going to use your prop here. You're going to stay pretty much glued to your chair. We're going to inhale, lengthen through spine, filling up the lungs. Exhale, pull belly button in, a little extra squeeze of the block. And now our rotation to the left
What I imagine sometimes is like holding a water bottle and you're just twisting the cap off. So the bottle, because you're holding it, doesn't move. You're only twisting the cap. Think of that like your body. The lower half of the body is the bottle, top half is the cap that's twisting. Now, in other types of classes, you might sit back lower and deeper, and this elbow, right elbow, might come all the way over to this outer thigh. Okay, let's breathe in, exhale, unwind. Let's place hands on thighs, just pushing into thighs just to help assist the body to stand up tall. Let's get up or reach up all the way with the arms, and exhale, arms down to your side. Very nice. Let's keep a hold of the block. We're going to fold, remove the block, and come back to seated. Here we go. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, let's fold forward. It's just like sitting back into that imaginary chair once again. Coming down, you can even bring hands to thighs. Start to slide down, but this is where you could easily remove your prop, place it to the side, and just keep sliding down. Releasing head, neck, and shoulders. This should be a nice release around the low back, around the whole waistline after doing those twists. And just place the hands on the mat out in front of you. Just bend the knees more so you can reach the floor and start walking, stepping the feet back. Just a brief moment in plank pose for some strength and lengthening. Let's gently bring knees to the mat. Sit back briefly into hero. Off to the side. We can swing the legs around to the front and return to our seated posture. Just returning to where we began. And just holding here for a moment, return to your breath. Good. And one last movement together. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, bring palms together and down to your heart. Take one more full and complete breath here. And as we come to the close of our practice, we bow, saying, Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.